Well, my name is Tom Trush, and I am a direct response copywriter and marketing strategist, and I will be presenting at the PILMMA Summit in Atlanta. And basically what I do is I help companies, individuals, create more memorable marketing messages, use content that helps people attract attention and get more customers. Yes, I have worked with lawyers previously. In fact, lawyers are, I have quite a few lawyer clients. Well, what I find a lot of times, kind of as I mentioned earlier, is that a lot of lawyers will look at what their competition is doing and they will copy the same type of content that their competition is doing. And the big thing with marketing is that marketing is all about standing out. And when you're just copying your competition with your content, with your strategies, well, that does nothing to make you stand out. A lot of times the marketing message for lawyers is all about trying to sell services. And an effective marketing message is not about selling services. An effective marketing message is used to initiate a relationship, to start a conversation so that you can build credibility and trust with prospects. And so I find that's probably the most common reason that I think lawyers need copywriters is they need to adjust that marketing message a bit using their content so that they're establishing that credibility and trust and making it so that they stand out a little bit more than their competition. Well, not a little bit more, but significantly more than their competition. Well, I guess one of the first things is how to create instant connections with prospects to actually get prospects to look at your marketing and get deeper into what you're trying to present to them. As I said before, the big mistake is that a lot of times people are just trying to sell, and lawyers are trying to sell with their marketing message, and they think the louder that they do that, the more likely it is that people will listen to them, and it's the exact opposite. So I'll tell you, some ways that you can create instant connections that will definitely result in more. Actually, I'll give 3 ways that you can create instant connections that will almost always result in more responses from your prospects. Another thing that I plan on covering is a very easy way, and unfortunately it's also the most ignored way, to persuade prospects without them actually knowing you're even promoting your product or service. And I'll give you a little hint on that one is when you can fly under the radar by educating your prospects more than just trying to pitch them, then that's one way that you can at least open up the door and get them to listen to your marketing message. And then finally, I want to talk about going into some detail on a misconception that makes your marketing message almost impossible to understand or even remember. There are, kind of going back to, I said a trick earlier, one that's at the top of my mind right now because I just sent out an article about it is, a method that you can use that will make your marketing message more memorable. In fact, what it does is it ties into human nature. So it's something that people, they can't ignore. When they see this type of content in front of them, their mind automatically triggers certain thoughts, and that can be very effective when you have certain copy that triggers certain thoughts in your prospect's mind. And of course, you want to make those thoughts favorable to the services that you provide. Well, I wouldn't say these are Jedi Mind tricks. What it is basically there are just ways that you can incorporate human nature to get your message across so that you're not having to force-feed a marketing message. And nobody wants to be force-fed a marketing message because they often think that that's just some kind of a sales pitch. So what I give is ways that you can fly under the radar so that you get your marketing message, you get more attention, and it's actually, people will actually listen to it. Oh, my goodness. I mean, just the wide topics, the wide range of topics that are going to be covered, I think being able to get all that insight in such a short period of time makes this summit incredibly, incredibly valuable. I know for me, I'm looking forward to sitting in to some of those sessions because, I mean, one speaker in particular, David Deutsch, I mean, the guy is legendary in the copywriting world. I mean, I cannot wait to see what he has to offer, and I can imagine, I mean, that's somebody that I'm familiar with, and if those speakers the other speakers are at that same level, I mean, the stuff that they're going to provide, I think, is going to be some incredible insight that you probably, it's not going to be shared, regularly in say, like articles online or anything. And plus, I imagine, people have that opportunity to get the interaction with these speakers, and, that can be incredibly, incredibly valuable. I mean, I got to think the takeaways that you'll be able to leave with just, for a couple of days, invest a couple of days, and then, take back and implement some ideas. I mean, I got to imagine the investment you make would be returned very quickly.